All right. I'd like to welcome you all to our series of live instructional webinars designed to support the school annual online yearbook program. Our goals today will be to introduce participants to the functions of the program associated with beginning stages of the yearbook creation. So specifically, we would like to review logging in to the program, familiarization of the welcome screen and page ladder, font selection, creating an image share account, transferring materials from the previous year's book to the current year's book, and leading to the installment of the importance of sending us the CD, portrait CD, from your photographer for us to upload. This webinar will be approximately 30 minutes, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's switch over to my reading glasses here just a second. Okay, so logging in, right here, it's at the main school annual website, schoolannual.com. To log into your yearbook, if you come up here to the upper right hand corner, you'll see in orange log in. So if we click on that, it will take us to this screen right here. I would go ahead, if you're using Chrome, go ahead and bookmark this site, as you'll be going to this site quite a bit to create your yearbook. Right here to log in, make sure it says 2025. You can log into 24, 23, but make sure it says 2025. Make sure to enter your job number. That is the 6-digit number beginning with the 7. Enter your username and password. There is an I right here. You can click that. So as you're entering your password, you can actually see what you have. If you click the I again, it turns into these little dots. So that way, in case you need to see what you typed, or if you feel like you've typed something wrong, you can see it. Once you fill in all that information, click on Let's Go, and it will take you to the home screen right here. Here on the home screen, you will have your school's name right here. This is my site demo, so you're going to see demo a lot. Up here in the upper right hand corner, you'll see your name and a circle. Right here, there's a little letter. Yours will have the letter A for advisor. Please make sure you log in as an advisor, as the advisor will be able to see all these tabs right here at the top. Speaking of tabs, let's talk about the ones that you're seeing here on the home screen. The first one is the countdown module. So this is the how many days into your book is due, or your book is supposed to be turned in. Next is the total pages. Right here, you will see currently I have 60 pages remaining. This will tell you how many pages are currently remaining. And out of those, you'll see this little ring that will turn different colors as you work on your book. So right now it'll tell me right here, like I have 47 pages that are not started. These are pages that have nothing on them, nothing that's been touched on those pages, nothing's been saved on those pages. Then right here, it'll tell me that I have 13 in progress. These are pages that are currently being worked on, or they're pages that have had something saved on them at one time or another. Green will be completed, and then black will be submitted. These book submitted, that is turned into us to print. Right here, upcoming events will tell us what things we have upcoming, either major things such as your cover, or any deposits, or any portrait CDs that have to be turned in, or anything like that. That information will be right here. It will always show the first 3 events that are due. Tasks right here. Task, you can uh, click on this, and you can actually set a tasks for your staff or for yourself if you want to make sure you're staying on top of things. So some of the tasks you could put on there is anything from make sure you get pages 1 through 15 done by this turn, by this time. Make sure to check on class lists by this date or whatever. So, and then images right here just tells you how many current images you have and how many images have been uploaded to your account. All right. So next, we're going to talk about how to add staff. Hold on just a second. Okay, so adding staff. We're going to come up here to Plan, and we're going to click on Plan and then Staff. Oh, so like I said, we'll click on Plan and then Staff. So here you will see like the primary advisor right here, any advisors, staff members or anything like that is all right here. To add any staff members, if you have student helpers or parent volunteers or anyone else that's helping you out with the book, to do so, come up here to the upper right hand corner. You will see Add Staff. So we can click on that, enter their first name, last name, give them a username. Username can be anything like first name, first initial, last name. It could just be their last name. It could be anyone you want. Just something it's easy and you can identify them. Give them a password. It's 10 digit. In the 10 digit, it also includes at least one capital letter and one number. Email is optional, and here under the role, you can assign them either advisor. Now, remember, advisor has access to everything that you see here, including some of your sales stuff, such as setting up offers and entries and stuff like that. Or you can assign them as staff. Staff will have a limited number of things they can do in the book, but they can work on the book and actually create pages and stuff, but they will have limited access to other elements within the program. Once you're done with that, you will click on Save, and then your staff position will be right here. For any reason you need to change a staff position, such as a staff member right here, you need to change their role, you can click on them, come back over here to Role, and go from Staff to Advisor, click on Save, and now that person is set to a different role. For any reason you have a staff person that is absent for a while or going to step away for a bit, um, you can mark them. You can't click on active and mark them inactive. This just means they can't log in, and this is just for any safety, so that someone can't get a hold of their login and credentials and log in and start messing around with the book. So you can just mark them inactive instead of deleting them and then recreating their staff position or their position within the book when they get them back. When they do, all you have to do is click on inactive, and it'll just make them active, and they can log back in and start working on the book again. For any reason you need to change their password, all you have to do is click edit and then change their password right here. It doesn't store it, so I can't see what it is, or you can't see what it was. So you just have to give them a new password and then have them log in and create a new password for themselves. Right here, view activity. Here you can view any and all activity that is in the book, and it will actually show you. You can say, let's say, I want uh, all of the fonts that have been changed or all of whatever. You'll also see the dates and the users right here. So we'll let you know what's been done and who did it in the book. All right, let's go ahead and go to familiarizing ourselves with the page ladder. So we click on Plan and then Page Ladder, and here we are at the page ladder. So right here, you will see the word ladder. It has a teal background. If we ever need to move any of these pages, we can come over here to Page Mover. This was something that was done last year. They just simply move mover right here. We come over here and we can actually change, we can actually move pages around to double, or we can come over here to the upper right hand corner, click this little toggle right here, and we can actually move it over to single page. and move single pages. And one thing you will notice if you're on double pages, page 1 right here and page 60 are darkened or blanked. That is because you cannot move those in double page format while it's like this. You have to switch over to single page in order to move those pages right there. Once you're done moving, you can come back over here to the ladder, and let's talk about the ladder right here. So one thing that we're going to talk about is the different colors right here at the bottom of each page. Yellow is in progress. If you hover over the eye, it will actually tell you it's currently in progress. You can actually see the last time that the page was saved or something was worked on the page. Red is not started. So these are pages that have nothing on them or nothing's been touched. Um, Now, it says not started, and I just said that nothing's been saved, nothing's been put on the pages, but yet there's something right here. That is because that we use this button right here called Start with Last Year. By clicking this button right here, we can take any page designs from last year, any sections or topics from last year, and we'll talk about sections and topics and what they are. We can take all that stuff from last year's book, and then we can click Continue. It will ask us if we're sure we want to continue. You cannot undo. It's just no undo button. So what we do is once we hit continue, all the pages that were from last year's book will be sent over to this year and placed in the book here. So we can click on that, and then we can have all the pages um, from last year onto this year's book right here. So it's kind of a little bit of a head start. So real quick, let's talk about the things around this page right here. First, we have the page number right here. Do not worry about this section over here off to the page number. Right here, we have the complete button. So once we are done with this page, we can actually click on complete. If you need to lock the page, you can lock the page right there. This button right here is the hide button. So this will hide the page from anyone working on it so they can't see what it is. This is beneficial if you have a page that is for a dedication for a retiring teacher that people don't, you don't want anybody to know about yet, or a teacher that's getting an award that hasn't been announced yet or anything like that. You can always hide that page right there. This right here is the print button. So you can actually print individual pages, or you can come up here to print and then either print all or print the page ladder. Now, if you do decide to print a page to show somebody or to take a look at it in detail a little bit, one thing please keep in mind is in the scale, if it's set to default, what you'll notice is here on the right that there's no trim line right here and no trim line at the bottom. Change that scale from default to fit printable area or fit to paper, and then you will see that other side, the full side, because this is because when you're printing on is an 8.5 by 11 page, but the page you're working on is not a 8.5 by 11 because it has that trim line on it. You can also download this if you want, because it's just a regular PDF right here. All right, let's come over here to sections and topics. If we click on sections, you can see we currently have a staff section. You can also put in there something like, you can put like first grade. You can put sports. You can click on this plus sign and it will put it down there. So then you could take your first grade and put it over a single page, or if you put it here in the middle, you could put it on both pages. And it just lets us know that these two pages are dedicated to first grade. And the reason this is important is because a lot of schools will have pages that are they only have so many pages in the book, so they only have so many slots or so many sections for each grade. So this will help you kind of keep track of how many pages you've used up for like first grade, or how many pages you've used up for sports, and then for your staff. So right here under topics, you have smart topics. So you can click the little arrow right here, and you can actually go down through here and find out which ones you want, like an art class. So we can click on that. Come over here to sports, and let's say we want to look at boys hockey, or uh, the curling team. So as we click on those, we come over here to my topics, and those are being populated right here. And so we can click and hold one and pull it over here, and then that topic will be right there. So for sports, we have one for this curling team, so that way we know that all the images pertaining to this particular sport or event or whatever would go on this page. And again, right here in this teal circle, you'll see one, and so we would know that at least one page has been dedicated to some of these topics. Under staff right here, you will see the current staff positions right here, and you can actually assign staff to different pages. So if we wanted to, we can click and hold on this person, drag them over to one page or both pages, and just let go, and they're assigned to both pages. We recommend assigning staff members to both pages, simply because if you have one person assigned to one page, one person assigned to another, and they're both working on it, you can get what says save conflict error, and we'll talk about more about that here in a bit. Okay, make sure I got everything. All right, so let's talk about some of your stuff in the image library. So let's go over here to image library. Now, one thing you may want to do is take information from last year's book and move it over to this year's book. That's actually very simple. All you have to do is log out of your current book, log into last year's book, your 2024 book, and then all you have to do is go down to activities, find a folder that you want to move over, or maybe it's in portraits, you want to move your staff over. So you can actually click on, let's say, your staff. Then we come up to the very top. We're going to see this little edit category, trash can, and this little arrow right here. If we hover over it, it says toggle saving images for, in this case, 2026, but it'd be 2025. So we can click on that, and then you will see this little arrow on a folder. That tells me that this folder has been moved over to next year, or into the following book. And then when I log back into my 25 book, or my current year's book, all you have to do is go to your image library in into inbox, click this little arrow right here. Then you'll see a little arrow next to my 2024 images. Click that little arrow right there. And then here are any folders that I have sent over to this year's book. Then once I'm done, if it was something like I needed, let's say, these three staff images. So I'll just come over here to portraits. Then there's that staff folder. Then I can just click and hold, move that staff person over here. Get a little pop-up that says, are you about to copy 3 images to category staff? Go ahead and copy. And then we can see that here we have these images right here in our this year's staff. And you could do that with anything. So like these field trip photos, let's say these were something from last year that you want to move over to this year. You can go over here to activities, either right click and add a category, or come up here to this teal button right up here to the upper left hand corner. Click on that, uh, add a folder, drag and select your images, and then just move those over to this year's book or this year's activity folder. All right, so next we're going to talk about font selection. Well, actually, before we talk about font selection, let's go back and let's talk about your covers. Sorry. All right, real quick, if you have any custom covers, to check the status on that, go to status, go to cover, and then your custom cover information is going to be right here. You will have a little box down here that says approved, not approved. If it's approved, you click the box, and then there's another little box down there that will let them know that it is approved. If not, excuse me, click not approved, and then there's a text box that you can type in that what needs to be changed or what needs to be moved or what needs to be on there or whatever, and then they will let them know, and then we'll get it fixed and get it upgraded. At any time, if you need further assistance or any to look at any videos or anything like that, you can click on help again, and it will take you to our help section right here. Here you will see video tutorials, getting started, online features, and then troubleshooting. If you click on anything like online features, you can go through here and it will talk about like moving pages. And then it will actually have a little section right here explaining how to move pages and all that stuff. So, right. So let's go ahead and let's talk about fonts. So we're going to click on plan and then fonts. Will take us to our font section right here. So the first thing I want to talk about is these first two fonts right here, Foundation Romans and Foundation Sans. We highly suggest that you do not ever uh, inactivate those two fonts. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. But to activate fonts, all you have to do is come over here and click on inactive, and it will activate that font. One thing to keep in mind is as you're going through these fonts, if you click on one, you will see that it has an example of what the font looks like in different sizes. And then if you click on active, you will notice that it's no longer there. What the system does is it takes any active fonts, it puts them at the top of the page in alphabetical order. Any inactive fonts will be at the bottom in alphabetical order. So keep that in mind as you're hitting active, because we do have some people that will sit there and hit and keep clicking until it not realize that what they're doing is activating a bunch of fonts that they're probably not going to use, because it does go up here to the top. So as you, the one we were looking at is actually right here. So as you're looking at the fonts, if you ever decide you don't want one, like I said, just click on active and it will inactivate that and send it down to the bottom. Typically, we suggest maybe no more than probably 7 to 10 fonts. That's typically all you will need in a book. Right. So real quick, well, let's talk about styles. And this is why you don't ever want to shut off Foundation Romans or Foundation Sans. These two fonts are used to create your styles. And these styles are what you find under text, under the page design. These styles right here were created using those two fonts. So if we click on subheadline, we'll come over here to edit. We'll see that style font is AYT Foundation Sans. That's the font that was used to create this style. If we shut that off, then subheadlines will disappear. Then let's see. Yep, headline will disappear. And then caption will disappear. These styles will disappear if you shut those off. And then you will have to create your styles again because you won't have anything to make a text box with on your page designer if you shut these off. Okay, then let's move on to photo share. So if we click on plan and we come down here, we'll see photo share. Replay it is right here. Replay it is going away at the end of the school year or into this yearbook year. So we will be using photo share. We click on photo share here, we will see like school assets. It will have your name. You can send in to have your primary school color changed and your mascot logo uploaded. Um, my understanding, I'm not sure when your mascot will be changed, but your school logo color or your school primary color can be changed relatively quick. If we scroll down right here, you will see content and preferences. This is school life. These are photos from activities, events, clubs, organizations, sports, and more. To change the date on this, all you have to do is click this little calendar icon, and then you can use the arrows right here. You can also click on the date, well, the month, or you can actually click on the year itself. So we can click here, and then if you want to, you can actually click on the date you want the photos to stop, or do you want to end photo share. Basically, it will turn itself off at that date. Typically, we suggest about 2 weeks before your book is due. This way, it gives you a chance to filter through all the images that come through, and it gives you a little bit of a buffer room in case you want to add a couple more days to get a few more images. Right here under photo guidelines, you'll see customize or use guidelines such as is. Users will review before uploading photos. So right here, you can have like any photo deemed inappropriate will be deleted by you. Advisor has the last say on whether the photo will be used. You can say like no photos with any filters or logos will be used. Basically, you can tell the parents or the guardian or other teacher, whoever, like these are the photos we're looking for. Please make sure to include as many of the children as possible. Um, this year's field trip photos we're looking for is, and you can list all the field trips you went on, or all the events, or all anything that you're looking for. These are the stuff that we're looking for this year. You can also tell them to please tag a number of the students as possible, that they know of. Also, you can tell them to please make sure to put in like what field trip it was or something like that. All right. So once you're done, you can come up here to publish site, and then it's just one little click, and then your site is live. So right now, this site is live. You can share out your URL right here, or this little link right here. This link will stay the same whether you deactivate the site or not. The QR code will always be the same whether this site is active or deactive. It will always be the same, so it's not going to change. You can download the QR code and put it into any publication that you want. You could share this link into just about anything. We suggest not to share it in Facebook because Facebook adds additional tracking information at the end of it, and it renders the link useless. If you ever need to deactivate uh, your photo share for whatever reason, all you have to do is you will see view a site history. If you click on that, you will see all the times that this site was published and unpublished. And then from there, click on unpublish your site. Yes, turn it off. And this site is now unpublished. So right now, nothing can be sent in. As images are sent in, you can click on Create an Image Library. We're going to go over to Inbox. Here you will see Photo Share right here. Click this little arrow. Under Student Life, you will see all the images right here that have been sent in. This is one that was sent in. If we click on Details, any image that's been tagged will have this little teal lightning bolt right here. And what it means is either the name of the student is on there, or any topic has been filled out, such as like um, all the schools or field hockey team or something like that. Something is right here. Under Source, it will tell you who uploaded it, who the contributor was, what their relation to the whoever, and it will also have their email address right here, so you can always email them and ask them to provide more information, or if you need additional information on where the photo was, or what field trip it was, or what event this was, or what class day it was, or whatever. You can always get a hold of them. And then again, you can always click on this image and drag it to whatever folder it needs to be in, and move these images out of School Life and into your activities to use. Okay, so real quick, we're going to talk about the importance of sending us your CD with all your portraits. As you can see right here, we have under portraits, we have folders with the class or the grade, room number, whatever it needs to be. The reason why we ask you to send that is because we can upload your image along with the student name already tagged to it. And then in the next webinar, when we talk about working with portraits, we explain why we will show you why that's important, as we were able to flow your picture and your name and the student's name onto the page all in one click. So like I said, that's the next webinar that we'll talk about. So at this time, if you have any questions, you can either take yourself off of mute and ask them, or you can type them in chat. If you need anything from this current webinar fully explained, or explained a little bit more or shown again, I can do that. Okay, I want to read this little outro here real quick. I want to thank you for joining us today, hopefully showing you examples in the areas of the login screen, welcome page, page ladder, fonts, image share. Creating your book will look less of a challenge, and you can avoid some of the pitfalls that accompanies any computer software. Transferring materials from last year's site and sending us your portrait CD should pay off in some time saving down the road. Feel free to join us next time as we will begin preparing portraits for the autoflow function and build some class pages. We hope to see you then.